I was that guy that thought, oh, I'm too good for that. I'm going to stuff everything inside. I'm not going to admit that I need help and go see a therapist or get any sort of treatment of any sort. And I'm telling you, that's a bunch of BS. Real men go and get help to help them families and do more for themselves and for their families to be better men. In law enforcement, oftentimes you're dealing with people at their worst, and you're seeing people at their worst. It's not always their finest moment, let's just say that. And that can be whether it's something as major as being involved in, something illegal like narcotics or purchasing or selling, something like that you're not supposed to do, or something as innocent as a traffic violation. You see people not always at their height of their day, if you will. It's not always their finest moment. Different people react to things differently. And you learn so much about people and how to respond to people and how to talk to people. And that really correlates into the business world, especially from sales. Everybody in the business world has to have skills to sell in some way, shape, or form, whether you are selling internally to other organizations within your organization, whether you're selling ideas, whether you're selling a concept, whether you're selling how you're going to sell your product, or whatever it might be. We all need to have sales skills, even if we're not the guy going out or lady going out cold calling and trying to find true sales business from someone. Everyone in a company has some sort of selling that they're going to be doing. That's just life. It's a series of going through and understanding how you sell yourself, your ideas, your product. So for me, so much of what I learned in law enforcement, it really correlated to the business world, because it was really about reading people. When my son was killed in a car accident, that at that point I thought I didn't want to live, that I knew I had to get help. And I said, it's okay not to be okay. And I went and got help. That's why I wrote this book, is that if some regular person just like me can see through the stories that I write about in this book, some of the humor that I write about in this book, it's everyday life, and you get hit with lemons that you try to make lemonade out of it. And that's what I've tried to do. I want people to read this so that if they are in that position or ever become in that position, that they'll go and get help. Because I was that guy that thought, oh, I'm too good for that. I've got this hard crusty, I'm going to stuff everything inside. I'm not going to admit that I need help and go see a therapist or get any sort of treatment of any sort. And I'm telling you, that's a bunch of BS. Real men go and get help to help them families and do more for themselves and for their families to be better men. If I can help other people, female, kid, or an adult, go get help as a result of my story, then it was worth it. You don't write a book to make money. I wanted to write a book to help other people. There's no therapy, there's no getting help that is going to take away the pain of whatever crisis that you've been through. But you can learn how to get tools. You can learn how to deal with it to where you can live a life full of joy. The grit and grind aspect is you have to take advantage of every opportunity that's set before you. And I don't believe in luck. I'm a Christian, and I believe that we're blessed. And I believe that when a door opens, it's God's opening that door for you, but you got to walk through it. And even if you think that you may not be ready to walk through that door, you got to walk through it, and you got to step through it in faith. And then you just have to work hard. And if you get knocked over, you got to get back up. It built a resilience in me. It allowed me to have that grit and grind. It had that ability to, when you get knocked over, to get back up, and go fight the fight. I have this philosophy that my employees are like a banking relationship. You have to make deposits in order to get withdrawals. So what do I mean by that? What it means is I've got to take good care of them. I've got to provide them with good benefits. I've got to provide them with a good working culture to where they feel like they're part of the team. I have to take good care of them from a aspect of providing an environment that's fun. And, you spend a lot of time at your office or your work, whatever it is. More time than you spend with your family, unfortunately, but that's just the way things are in the U.S. I really believe that you've got to, invest in people. You've got to give them training. You've got to encourage them. You got to get to know them on a human level. What I love about my company is that, I know things about my employees. I'm not prying into things. I genuinely want to know about them. I want to know about their families. I want to know about their kids and their successes and what happens at their kids' games and different things. So I really have a human side of things to where they understand why we're doing what we're doing. I'm very open. I have an open door policy. I share what's going on with our company. I give them probably more information than the average leader in my role, but I feel it pays off because I have an employee that's more invested, an employee that's taking care of my customers. It just works if you take care of your people. I am all in on the 901. We all have to be part of the solution here.